Hi everybody, this is my Mauser 45 ACP conversion. This was a 1908 Brazilian Mauser I picked up fairly inexpensively at a gun show. It was in bad shape. But anyway, I wanted to give you an idea what it took and good things, bad things I come across in the conversion process. Alright, I got the kit through troopsystems.com. The kit runs about $165 plus shipping. You get a barrel, you get the mag adapter without the mag release, and you get ejector. It goes in there behind your original Mauser bolt catch. Start off the barrel. Before I even did anything with it, I sent it off to ADCO and had it threaded. I got a Tyrant suppressor I'm gonna screw on here and play with, and then ADCO they can make you a thread protector that matches the contour of the original barrel. If you decide not to thread it and decide to not maybe put it in the Mauser, the original Mauser stock, this stock worked out well for that. I might suggest to you to maybe ask ADCO if they can make you a heavier taper. Maybe just keep it this diameter all the way out, because it is pretty thin out here considering there's a 45 diameter projectile passing through there. In my case, since I'm going to thread this, since I had it threaded, it's going to be thin out here anyway, regardless of how heavy it is out here. So anyway, just an idea. After I got it back from ADCO, I got my Hogue stock, which I decided to go with. The original shoulder, or this original shoulder right here, was about right here on the barrel from ADCO, and that's made to match a Mauser made wood stock. I went ahead and pushed that back in a lathe and kind of matched the angle that I have out here, and then took a file to it, smoothed down all the tool marks. It was I wasn't too impressed with the condition of the machining on this. Anyway, filed it down in the lathe, and then cranked it up to speed and put some emery paper across it, smoothed it up, and then I blasted it just like everything else on here. The action was in rough shape. It had some heavy pitting. There's still some back here I couldn't take off because I didn't want to change the contour of that too much. But anyway, I blasted it, and I did that back in June, and I put just some oil on it, and I'd say I messed with this action a couple times a week, and never reapplied it, and it has not rusted. This is all in the white, so I'm going to leave it like that. I like the look of it. And no, it looks like an all-weather rifle, but it's far from that. Anyway, I got all that. It's a Smith & Wesson spray I got 3 years ago up at Camp Perry, and any oil might work, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to leave it in the white. I like the look. I drilled and tapped this myself, and then the scope base turned out to be a Remington 700, and it fits the radius of this receiver pretty well. And then I have a Burris Fastfire 2 reflex sight on here right now. It's more than what I want to have on it, but that's what I had to take out, and I didn't feel like trying to bend the bolt and then drill and tap back here and put a scope on it for the range of this round. And what I want to do with it, it's pretty lightweight, handles quick. I thought this is about perfect here. I might go with a small red dot, one of the minis or whatever, micros, or I might get me a cheap brand reflex. The mag adapter, that'll be your biggest challenge. Rhineland Arms suggests you have this mag adapter pushed all the way up against your Mauser receiver. I couldn't do that. If I were to do that and have the mag inserted, the bolt would not close. The bolt would catch on the back of the magazine. So what I did is I put this in the stock, and I checked my clearance between the receiver and the original mag well, and I took it apart and then tightened it and reassembled it without the stock, and then I started fiddling with positioning this mag block, and I also pushed it far as forward as I could. I figured that round's got to jump from about right there, pretty good jump, versus having it farther back. I figured give it every opportunity to get up into there and get in the chamber. I only used 2 pins to locate or lock in the Rhineland Arms block into the original Mauser mag block or lower part. I thought 3 was unnecessary. And then on the mag release itself, I ended up putting a set screw up here on the front to drive this retaining pin or screw, or whatever you want to call it, cam type lobe piece, drive it back, because they take out too much material on the underside of here, and it allows that lobe to move forward with the spring in there, and it causes this to bind. So I put that set screw in there and push this pin back that direction, and that allowed this to move freely. I also took a piece of sheet metal, heavy sheet metal stock and shim stock, and folded it over and got it the right width and put a little crinkle in it, and I'd wedge that down in there between the Rhineland Arms block and the Mauser well, and that gives me a little bit of a feed ramp, because when I first started messing with this, it would jam right on the bottom of that original Mauser feed ramp. So I put this piece in there, and it worked out pretty well. I may make a block of some sort to fill up this empty space right here, because sometimes I get one to eject and it does eject and it's falling right back down on there. So I might take care of that with just some kind of, I don't know, maybe even wood spacer of some sort, put in there and maybe screw it right to this Rhineland Arms block. On the Brazilian 1908 Mauser, the Mauser magwell piece, or lower half trigger guard assembly, it extended all the way out into here. So I went ahead and just ground that back down to this area to match the contour of this Hogue stock. I thought that'd be easier than trying to remove rubber and cut it and make it look smooth. It originally had a set screw here and up in here to locate these pins and keep them from backing out. Well, with this Hogue stock, it must be slightly thinner than the Brazilian stock, so when I tighten these up, they're both about 3/4 of a turn farther than when they were in the Mauser wooden stock. On the ejector, I filed on this front and back, top and bottom, to help it pass through this bolt head easier, through this left cam on the bolt, and then also, or left lug, and then also to help it not catch on this the ring that holds the extractor onto the bolt. It would catch in this little bitty grooves right here. It was pretty sharp on the point. It doesn't need to be that sharp. It just needs to hit the rear of the rim and to fling it out. So I took care of that. I smoothed that up, and then also had to remove a little bit of rubber on the Hogue stock so it wouldn't bind against the rubber. When I first put it on, it would bind, and it would cause drags with the bolt trying to right through here. It would bind going in, and then sometimes it wouldn't come across and catch the rim to kick it out, to eject it. On the bolt, these gas vents, I went ahead and radius and contoured them a little bit to help them pass over top of the rounds in the magazine. I could feel that just moving the bolt back and forth with rounds in the magazine, so I went ahead and smooth that up, and it works smoother that way. Let's see here. Mag adapter. I got a list here I'm going over, just make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see. Oh, the rounds you can fire through this. Obviously regular 45 ACP, 45 Super. It's a hotter pressure round than 45 ACP. You can run it through a 45 auto with the right recoil springs and whatnot, and maybe a little bit better barrel. And you can also hand load that round to quite a bit higher pressure, because this thing obviously will take a lot higher pressure, considering this was a 7mm Mauser round, which works at double the pressure of a 45 ACP. Grouping wise, just with some 230 grain cast lead loads I use in a 625 revolver, shot 2 3/4 inch groups at 50 yards. I'm going to develop some different loads for that. I plan on making some stuff that's definitely subsonic and maybe in full metal jacket, so I don't have any lead residue going into my tyrant suppressor. And but then also you can go on the upscale and go supersonic easily and come close to probably 44 Magnum pressure or power, and in an 8-shot repeater, or however big a magazine you want to put in this. The reason I went with the Hogue stock, the Mauser one was pretty well trashed. I thought I'd hopefully be able to salvage that and keep the price down. I got more money than this I planned on, but I do like it. I like the way it handles. That's about it. Like I said, through troopsystems.com. That's all. Good luck.